Okay, we just finished reading The Bus for Us, and I just wanted to think about a few questions. So I'm going to ask some questions, and I want you to think in your brain about what you think the answers are. And then I want you to answer them out loud. Now, unfortunately, I won't get to hear you, but it's important that we do some thinking about our books. As we start to learn to read and we study books this year, we'll be doing a lot of thinking about both the pictures and the words and what we think the author was trying to tell us. I wonder, why do you think Tess keeps asking Gus about the bus? Think about that. Why do you think she keeps asking if that's the bus? Is it possible that because she is a new kindergartner, she doesn't know and she's excited and maybe a little nervous? I know that when something's new for me, I ask a lot of questions because I want to make sure that I get everything perfect. How did the author or the illustrator, Suzanne Bloom, show us how Gus was feeling in the pictures? How did she show us? If you remember, if you see in the pictures, Gus is doing things that show us how he feels. We always can look at our friends and teachers and parents, and we can sort of tell how they feel by the way they move their body or the way their face looks. If you look at Gus right here, how do you think he's feeling? Lots of books will give us pictures that help us to know how the person in this story feels. So it's important to pay attention to both the pictures and the words. Now, we're going to be reading a lot of stories this week that will have to do with school, and I hope that as we read them, you'll pay very close attention to not only the words, but what's going on in the pictures. Pay attention to their faces and also, their body movements. How is their body? Like Gus was going like this because he was like, I'm so frustrated. Now, when we're reading the story, was it easy for us to tell what kind of vehicle was coming next? It kind of was. The author was saying, the words, but when we were looking at each page, when Tess was asking Gus, we could see just a little bit of the vehicle that's coming, and that could help us know if the bus would be coming next. That helped us to predict or guess about what was coming next. So that was a great thing that the illustrator added to the pictures to help us know which vehicle was coming next. Now you at home could take the time on paper to draw a picture of the vehicles that you saw in the story. If you think you can remember the order, draw them in order. Which one came first? The taxi cab came first. Which one came second? The tow truck came second. Draw those pictures and try to put them in order. If you draw them, keep them, take a picture of them, and you can submit them to me. The way that you submit a picture is by looking for the submission button below, using your iPad to take a picture and sending it to Ms. Fraze. You may have to have your parents help you with this. Thank you, and I'll see you in our next lesson.